Yeah. Yeah, tonight everything changed, Vaughn. One night can turn whole life and turn a whole life. Listen. It started like a normal night, the city breathing slow, streetlights on the pavement, everybody heading home. I was thinking about tomorrow, trying to make a better plan. Never knew that before sunrise I wouldn't stand. My phone began to ring and I could feel something was wrong. A voice on the other side was shaking on the phone. Say, "Unit, come outside, there's something you should know." So I grabbed my jacket quickly and I stepped into the cold. It started with the phone call just before midnight. Rain on the window, city glowing under street lights. He said, "Come outside, I got something to tell you." I heard the fear in his voice before I knew the truth, though. I met him by the corner where we used to talk. Same old crack pavement, same familiar block. He looked at me quiet like the words weighed a ton. Said, "Everything I hear tonight you're gonna know." I asked him what happened, he looked toward the road, then told me about promises, secrets and loads of pressure he carried while pretending he's fine, keeping every ugly detail buried deep inside. He said a friend betrayed him, sold trust for a name, turned a private conversation into fuel for the flame. He said the people around us weren't all what they seemed. Some smiled in the daylight while they plotted in between. I felt my chest tighten as the story unfolded. Every memory I trusted suddenly looked distorted. I wanted to get angry, wanted somebody to blame, but he said, "Listen first, before you feed the flame." He told me everything, every secret, every scar, every reason that he ran, every place he left behind. He told me everything, and I finally understood. Some people lose themselves while trying to survive. Now I carry what he told me, but I won't become the pain. I won't turn every lesson into anger or revenge. He told me everything, and the night became a mirror, showing me the person I could be if I chose better. He told me about the nights when his mother couldn't sleep, about promises he made and the ones he couldn't keep. He told me how the pressure made his patience disappear, how he learned to hide his feelings because weakness felt like fear. He told me about a brother who was gone before his time, and every birthday made him think about the life that could have been different if the world had changed its ways. I didn't have an answer, so I listened to the end. Sometimes being present is the greatest thing you give a friend. He said, "I don't need revenge, I need to understand why the people I trusted never took my hand." I told him, "You can choose what happens today. The past tells a story, but it doesn't choose your way." He looked up at the sky as the clouds began to break, like maybe there was still time to make another choice. We drove around the city with the radio turned low, talking about childhood and the places we used to go. He laughed without pretending, and I realized the hard truth can also mean an ending. He told me everything, every secret, every scar, every reason that he ran, every place he left behind. He told me everything, and I finally understood. Some people lose themselves while trying to survive. Now I carry what he told me, but I won't become the pain. I won't turn every lesson into anger or revenge. He told me everything, and the night became a mirror, showing me the person I could be if I chose better. Morning came slowly, painting gold across the buildings. We parked beside the river, watching the water moving. He said, "I spent too many years trying to prove that I was hard, when all I really wanted was a place to lower my guard." I told him, "Then start there. Start with telling yourself that you don't have to carry every burden by yourself. No perfect plan, no promise the road would be easy. Just two people choosing not to let the past defeat them." He called his mother and told her that he loved her, then sat there quietly while she cried on the other end. I saw something change in him, something I couldn't name. Not weakness, but the courage to change. He said, "If I ever leave this world, remember what I learned. You can walk away from darkness before the whole thing burns." I nodded, knowing every word would stay with me, because sometimes somebody's truth becomes the key that unlocks a door you didn't know was there, and suddenly the future doesn't look so bare. If somebody tells you everything, don't use it as a weapon. Some stories are confessions, some are scars still being open. Hold the truth with care, don't turn pain into a prize, cause you never know the battles hiding underneath somebody's eyes. We all have chapters that we wish we could erase, but healing starts the moment we stop running from the page. You can learn from yesterday without living there, and still lose your way and choose something better. He told me everything, and I carried every word, not to spread the story, but to understand what hurt. He told me everything, and the night changed how I see. Sometimes truth is painful, but it can also
sun came up, the streets began to wake. We walked away from what we knew we had to change. He told me every